Many thanks go out to Lexus of Royal Oak that were able to provide this vehicle for me. When people think of a two-door coupe, they probably think of a sports car. And then when people think of Lexus, they probably think about a well-appointed cabin and a comfortable and isolated ride. But seeing as this Lexus RC is both, where does it stand? Is it compromised in one? Is it pretty good at both? Or does it just fall flat on its face in both respects? Well, that answer, plus many other things that you should consider, is coming up here on the Drive Guide. First off, this car does tick the Lexus box. I think you really need to get behind the wheel of this car to just feel the quality of it, from this kind of felt material that you have all along the headlining to just how plush even these sun visors are. And then pretty much every surface that you want to touch that looks like leather is this really well padded leather. It's like lying down on a couch. If you're around the same height as me, 6'4", you'll be very happy in these seats. One thing that is odd about this car is that for the driver's footwell, you have quite a lot of the space taken away by what I presume is the transmission housing. It's not so much as that it's uncomfortable, it's just that you don't have the freedom to move your legs around that you would in many other cars. So the exact car that we have here is the RC 300 all-wheel drive F-Sport. So the 300, that's their 3.5 litre V6, and it has 255 horsepower, 236 pound-feet of torque. So if you order the F-Sport package, a few of the notable things that you get with it are these front seats, these leather heated and ventilated seats, which are amazing for me. A few safety pieces of equipment like the blind spot monitoring system, and then the big thing for me is this LFA-inspired digital screen. Looking at that, driving along the highway, is mesmerizing. And this car absolutely gives you what you want when you're looking for a long-distance cruiser. And that's to say kind of what you want out of a Lexus: a well-appointed interior, very comfortable ride, and a fairly quiet cabin. So it's now time to hit the performance area of this review to see how this car performs as a driving machine. So the first thing that needs to be done is switch over the Sport Plus mode. And one thing to note when you are in this mode, you can control the paddles just as they are, leaving the shifter in drive. But if you don't respond, the car will take over for you. So if you switch over to manual mode, that then gives you full control of the car. Gear shifts respond quite well. It's a 6-speed automatic, so it's not going to have the lightning speed of a dual clutch. But let's drop it down a bit to see how this car sounds. If you're one to chase the red line, this car might be a little bit of a troublemaker for you, because the gearing is so tall that if you're trying to get to red line, you're going to be breaking the speed limit by quite a bit. As the steering is electric power, you're not really getting any feel out of the steering wheel at all, but it is nicely weighted and it responds very well. It's just not giving me the feedback from the road that I would desire out of a performance car. In these sport modes, the throttle is far more alert as well. That's the biggest difference I can feel. With the all-wheel drive, it gives you the confidence to go in hard, brake hard, and then accelerate hard out. So really, at the end of this drive, this car, it does tick the sports car box. If you want to hoon around in this car, you can. But it's not giving me the final line in precision that I would desire out of a sports car. So now that we're done here, I think it is time to head back into town to see what this car is like to live on a day-to-day basis. There is another mode that you have alongside the normal and sport driving modes. You have eco mode, but I would avoid that one altogether really, because when you have that mode engaged, it really reduces your throttle input. With that reduction in input, it really hinders you getting off the line, and I don't really like that. So for me, when I'm in town, I keep the car in its normal driving mode and keep it there. This infotainment is definitely one of the more unique setups in the automotive industry. I think the reason why people don't like it is because it is so different. But Lexus has got to have something that separates them from everybody else, and you know, the infotainment is the route they wanted to take. And for me, I thought it was straightforward and rather easy to use. The mouse has the right kind of sensitivity to it, and it usually finds what you're aiming for without you having to be so direct with your input. I think the reason why this infotainment gets such a bad rep is it's being reviewed by frail old journalists that don't like change. My favorite part about the interior though is how you change the temperature with this car. So look at this. You get this little silver strip here, and you just glide your finger up and down to where you want it, and it's accurate enough so that if you want to go between ½ degrees, that can very easily be done. There is a tiny little LED strip that shows up behind this metalwork here, and then the clock here is backlit, so you have a lot of other detail things to look at when you're driving along at night. So we're now getting to the time where I would break down the back seats and the usability of a car, but I'm not going to do that because, for one, I value my spine, and for two, I think if you're going to put anyone in the back seats, they're likely going to be under 10 years of age. And then if you look at the trunk as well, it is massive. You can easily fit probably 4 sets of golf clubs in there. And then if you lift up the carpeted section, you do see that you do carry a spare wheel, which is a nice touch. That's becoming increasingly rare in today's market. So this has been my review of the Lexus RC, and at the end of the day, this car does tick both boxes, but I think it ticks that GT box just a little bit better. As a long distance cruiser, this car is amazing, but when you threw it into the corners, it didn't give me that final line of precision that I would want if I were to buy a sports car. But saying that, if you're looking for a car that you need to take on long highway trips and is a good commuter that you occasionally throw into the canyon corners, this car may very well be the car for you. So thank you for taking the time to watching this video. Many thanks again for Lexus of Royal Oak for providing me with this opportunity. This is the Drive Guide, signing off.